Hey, welcome back to Mobility Watch. University of South Alabama football. We're at a strength and conditioning conference. And guess who I ran into? Donnie Thompson. You might have seen him. He is the original elephant leopard, right? And what he wanted to show us today was we've talked about kind of getting that shoulder back. We've laid down, we've used the kettlebell, we've created distraction. And Donnie said, check this out. And this is pretty sweet. So one of the ideas is we end up shallow forward in the, kind of that front of the capsule. And a lot of the ways that we try to skin this cap before, we're trying to give people what we think is kind of a posterior capsule mode. We're not, we're just impinging. What we're really trying to do is distract the shoulder and then come across. That's that posterior capsule mode, right? So by relocating that shoulder to the back of the socket, my athletes have better control. Basically, that rotator cuff function, instead of seeing that shoulder pulled out of the rotator cuff, in a way, it's kind of stretching that capsule. I run out of slack, I lung out of my rotation. If I can reset it in the position, this isn't to say that I need to be back here doing all my movements, but we're looking at the relationship between the shoulder and the shoulder blade. Then all of a sudden I get all my rotation back, and my rotator cuff comes back on. So,
and then also that leads when that humerus is out like that, leads to a lot of pec problems.
What do you mean? My pecs can't take this 90-degree turn? I don't understand.
No, it loves it. Just try it.
No, actually, this is actually a good point, because one of the things we see is that a lot of kids, when they're doing dips, they're playing brutal sternal pain, right? We hear this from time to time, and what's happening is that when we see them in this position working, the pec is actually destabilizing the chest joint. That the sternal joint actually becomes stable under compression by having the shoulder back. It derives a lot of stability from the back shoulder, but in this position where I'm pressing, basically the pec pulls it apart. And when people feel like they're tearing, they're tearing.
Yeah, and you're not tearing your pec minor.
Check.
Not tearing your pec minor.
What do you think? Show us what you got.
I'm going to take and stretch this band to a couple 100 pounds of tension. Then I'm going to go 90-degree angle in it, and then set the shoulder back, and then I'm going to go from there. So I'm going to drive it back, drive it, get real strong.
That's like 500 pounds of band tension, just so we're clear. And look how he rotates around.
Right here. Now I'm 90. Now watch what I'm going to do. Set it in. Okay? You see I didn't lean into it. Set it right here. Now I'm going to work external rotation. I'll stay in here for as long as I feel like it, 30 seconds or so.
Easy way to reset, especially on the ground. Sometimes our athletes feel like they can't feel the back of the capsule. Right. You feel the back of the capsule.
Yeah, and there's no way you're not going to work that teres muscle right here. It's just shoving it right into it, just jamming it.
Super easy setup. You probably got a green band.
Yeah.
This is an easy windup. One of the things that Don and I were talking about yesterday, and one of the things we've seen recently, is that athletes cannot create a shoulder stabilization when the hand becomes free of the joint, right? Or becomes free of a barbell. Sometimes I got an implement, athletes know how to create torque, right. But suddenly when that hand is free, you can't create torque on there. And so anything that you can do, and one of the reasons I like this a lot is instead of being fixed, you're asking us to be able to create torque independently of what's going on with the forearm, which is what we really got to do.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're by yourself. You don't have your own personal PT to set your shoulders before you bench, and I do not like pec tears, so you have to come up with ways on your own.
Now what were you talking about with kids that you do to show them the great torque?
When I have high school kids, they are always it's just a sloppy press however they can get it. And I'll stop them what they're doing, I'll grab their fist like this, and I'll say, okay, rotate that elbow, just squeeze, that's it, break my hold. I have a torque like that. Yep.
I'm never going to do it. Yeah. It's never going to happen.
And we just teach them, so when they grab the bar, pretend I have your fists, make both fists, I hold them.
Okay, I got it. You got the idea. It's that strong. We run out. Oh, that's all right. Damn it. Thanks, man. We got snaps, which people are going to be so. That'll be a good ending anyway.
Yeah, that will be.